This is my event horse. I thought he'd be a really good one to demonstrate a little bit about forward focus and how I train a horse to focus a little bit more on where he's going and think about what's ahead rather than possibly worrying about what the rider's doing or what's behind him. It's really common for horses to be quite spooky, and I thought this would be quite a sort of, a problem that a lot of people have. You'll notice that he has a big spook there. Now, I notice when I'm running behind him, and this is why I particularly like long reining and lunging, because I can watch a horse and see, right, what is the horse doing? Same as when I'm coaching, what's the rider doing, but what's the horse doing as well, and really analyse and think, well, what can I do? What can I do differently to make sure that the horse is always looking where he's going and not really worrying about what the rider is doing or the lunger is doing, because he's almost sort of so busy trying to concentrate on what I'm saying that he's not really noticing where he's going. And sometimes then, so suddenly it's a surprise and it worries him. And then obviously the problem is, if you handle the worry incorrectly, it develops into more of a problem. So you'll see me, he's new in the cross-country field. It's suddenly dried out. He's quite fresh. The spring grass is coming through. It's sort of, that kind of spring fever's come in. So I thought, well, it's a really good way just to demonstrate how I deal with this. Now you'll notice I'm changing the rein again and again, or changing direction again and again and again and again. And I'm hoping maybe some of you might watch this a couple of times, but what you start to notice is the horse's eyes, and he starts to suddenly look where he's going. I'm not trying to trick him in any way, but I'm trying to make sure that he's concentrating, and actually he has to start to look. But I keep changing direction, and obviously I was on grass, the footing's probably not quite as easy as it is on a surface. Suddenly he has to start to focus a little bit. Well, what's happening here? Where am I going? What do I have to look out for? And you'll notice suddenly then the spooks, well, they nearly completely gone. He starts just to swing a bit more freely. He starts just, the trot starts to get a bit bigger. And I think, to me, the look on his face suddenly changes, so much so that I can canter him around. He's quite happy cantering around. I feel very safe doing that. Don't feel like he's going to run off or anything. He feels just really nicely relaxed and forward thinking here, and sort of busy concentrating but enjoying his job rather than focusing a little bit too much on what I'm saying and then worrying about his job. I think this sometimes comes from trying to do the right thing all the time, and people take it the wrong way. They think they're being naughty. Well, it's not necessarily that at all. It's just, what is the horse doing underneath me? Why is he suddenly having a worry, and what's the impact on that, and how can I change my behaviour or my reaction to be able to improve that with him? What can I do to be able to make him a more confident horse, so that ultimately I'm able to ride him along, keep the reins really soft, and be able to ride him forwards, and always ride him forwards to the contact, and be able to get him just to swing along in a lovely loose way, that we develop a partnership with each other, and that he's not worrying about what are my instructions I might be giving him, and I know that he's already focusing where he's going, and I can feel that he's happy to go forwards, and I don't have to worry about the pigeon in the bush that's about to suddenly fly out and that kind of thing. And you really start to develop harmony.